Namaskar everyone. I'm Govindapuri and I'm going to make a video presentation today, particularly for my mentees in Sunsari, so who are involved in Action Research Mentoring Scheme under the British Council, and I would like to acknowledge our super mentor Richard Smith, who has been providing us support during the Action Research Project. So actually, those participants, those mentees who were present in our last workshop in Janta Multiple Campus, they can also take help of this video presentation for analyzing data, and also those who were absent, they can also take help of this presentation. Uh, till now, we have already finalized the research question or exploratory research questions, and then after finalizing research questions, we developed the uh, tools, data collection tools. Uh, we developed the data collection tools, and then we collected some data. I hope you have already collected data, and if you have not collected, so we need to finish it within the first week of November, which is going to be started very soon. And I'm just going to present these slides, which is prepared with the help of Richard Smith. And we know we have just learned what research is till now. Research in the organized systematic search for answers to the questions we ask, and teacher research, particularly research which is initiated and carried out by teachers themselves into issues of importance to them in their own work. We can learn a lot of things from the groups, teacher researchers group. The stages that we have already completed are we prepared the questions, we have collected the data which will answer the questions that we formulated during our research project, and then we are at the stage of analyzing data to find the answers of these exploratory questions. So this is the figure. You can just see we have already planned to explore, and we have explored as well. And then here we are here in this stage, analyzing and reflecting actually. So what data we have collected, on the basis of this data we analyze and we come to the conclusion, then only we go for change, or we plan for change. After November 15 we start planning for change, and then we act in the class and we observe, and finally we reflect. Probably in January we'll be presenting in a mini conference here in Sunsari. So I have already discussed about the process of our project. We are working here in two phases. One is exploration phase and another one is action. So this is the figure, and then in this presentation I will focus on analyzing data and making a plan for change on the basis of the findings. So analysis, actually analysis means detailed examination of the elements or structure of something that is defined by Oxford English Dictionary, and analyzing data. So while analyzing data, we will have quantitative and qualitative data, or quantitative versus qualitative data analysis and quantitative data analysis. We will have both types of data, qualitative plus quantitative. So how we analyze, we will discuss here. So for the further help, we can see their champions teachers, stories of exploratory action research. This is one book. I have already given you the link, and some of the mentees have already printed and read many times. I have found them, and some of you may not have still download it, so you can download now. And another book is a handbook for exploratory action research that is prepared by Richard Smith and Paula Robledo. And quantitative versus qualitative data. Let me talk about this here. So again, you can take help of these champion teachers. I will take the story of from the book, the unit 5, encouraging students to speak in English. So Daniela has carried out the research, and the figure there, you can see the figure shows how the action research process uh, goes ahead. Now, focusing the issue, after some reflection, she came up with three questions to focus her research. These three questions are: how do my students feel when they are speaking English? Another question was, why are they so reluctant to speak in English? And the next question was, what opportunities do they have to speak in English in the course of a lesson? So on the basis of these three questions, she carried out the research, and then Daniela's questionnaire findings. She prepared the questionnaire, she administered the questionnaire, and then collected the data. What do students feel and think about speaking English in class? So while collecting data, she used the questionnaire, and in the questionnaire, in that particular question, she got the quantitative data. So, for example, the question, do you like or enjoy speaking English in class? There are three types of responses, choices, options in the questionnaire. Yes, I do. 20 students, they said, yes, I do. More or less. 13 students, they said, yes, more or less. And no, I don't. 5 people. So another question, is it important to you to speak English? Yes, it is. 30 students. Not sure, 3. And no, it isn't, 5. So, do you like or enjoy speaking English in class? The third question, she got the data like this. Yes, I do, 20, more or less 13, and no, I don't, 5. Again, next question, is it important to you to speak English? Yes, it is, 30, not sure, 3, no, it isn't, 5. So, like Daniela, you can also prepare the questionnaires. It should not be long questionnaire to collect the data. Even the few set of questions can also work in our action research. So look at there. According to the answers provided by Daniela's students, can you complete the sentences? What percentage of students definitely enjoy speaking English in the class? Can you think of the percentage? And what percent of students think it's important to speak English? You can just fill out the blank space there. Okay, the answers given here, 20. 20 students said, that means 53% of students definitely enjoy speaking English in the class. And the next one, 79% of the students, they think it's important to speak English. So that is the data, 53%, 79%. This is the data, quantitative data. And now think about the following three questions, A to C. What does this data tell us about the students? Now we are at the stage of interpretation. What doesn't it tell us? And what question might you now want to ask Daniela's students? Do you want to ask more questions to the students? Were your questions answered? So you can think like this. Daniela's questionnaire findings. What do students feel and think about speaking English in class? She also collected data through interview. That means she has got the qualitative data. So how to analyze this? Then how do you feel when speaking English? Various answers including comfortable, nervous, insecure, relaxed, fine. So these kind of questions can be there. Similarly, the next question, what kinds of activities do you like or would you like to do in English classes? That was the second question Daniela asked. Various answers including songs, games, movies, oral exercises, acting, group contest, spellings, debates, repeating and learning words. So these are the answers collected through a questionnaire or through an interview. That is the qualitative data. So now let's see the Daniela's analysis. How do you feel when speaking English? And group A, 15 students, they feel comfortable, relaxed and fine when they speak English in class. And a group B, 23 students, they feel nervous, insecure, and not confident because they do not have a proper or accurate command of the language. So this is the response she collected from her students. These are the qualitative data. And next one, analysis 2, you can see what kinds of activities do you like or would you like to do in English classes. Most of the answers to this question were focused on doing more practical, fun, and group activities in classes. In order of preference, songs, games, movies, oral exercises, acting, these are the data she collected. So, qualitative data analysis actually can be used for a range of tools or methods like answers to open questions in questionnaires, interviews, observation, recordings, reflective notes, etc. These are the tools for collecting qualitative data, which all basically generate qualitative data. You can see the kinds of data you might be gathering. So in our handbook also, we have just categorized all the tools into 3 groups. Our research questions were also based on the 3 types of 3 categories, let's say. And exploring your own perception, what do you think about the problem? So exploring your own perception. And the second type is exploring others perception, what other people say, what the students say, or what the parents say, or what other colleagues say about that particular problem. So we can collect this under this category. And the third one is exploring behavior, including performance in the real classroom, how the students are performing. So lesson plans and materials can be the tool. Lesson recordings, critical friends notes about your lesson after observing your own class, and pictures of your class can also be the data. Students performance on task written or recorded. That these tools can be categorized under the exploring behavior. So remember 3: exploring your own perception, exploring others perception, and exploring behavior. So 3 categories we can particularly adopt in the action research. So look at there. For more information, you can go to handbook for exploratory action research. An example of qualitative analysis, again you can see how we can analyze the qualitative data. You might have heard thematic analysis, or content analysis, discourse analysis, critical discourse analysis a lot. There are so many other tools for analyzing the qualitative data. However, we will focus here content analysis. Or look at there, how do you feel about group work? That was the question she asked to the students, and 4 students answers are listed over here. I like that we practice, I like being relaxed, I like speaking English, I like English conversation with no worry. So these 4 answers first listed here under this question. And next again, you can see how do you feel about group work. So the 4 responses can be quoted with the key words. For example, first one, I like that we practice. So you can just mention the keyword there, practice. I like being relaxed. Second keyword, relaxed. I like speaking English. Practice again. I like English conversation with no worry. So practice plus relaxed. So there are, you can see the coding. Look at, and okay, next one, summary. Now after coding, you can just summarize. Look at 3 out of 4 like group work because it enables them to use or practice English. So this is the summary, this is the conclusion. And 2 like the fact that group work helps them feel relaxed. Now you can deduce, you can find out the findings, or you can come to the conclusion. So qualitative analysis that you can do label with keywords like we did or Daniela did in her research process. Bring statements with the same label together to form a theme, that is practice, relaxed kind of things. And if possible, ask a colleague to do the same. Compare and contrast the two codings that you have coded already with practice, with relaxed, and list the major themes with examples for each one. Possibly count how many responses there are under each theme. So that is what we call thematic analysis, which we often do in qualitative research. Another example of qualitative analysis, you can just see how do you feel about the teacher using L1, that means Turkish, in the classroom. So there are responses. You can find there 8 responses. For example, when we are stuck, I think use of Turkish can support. That is the response given by one student. And similarly, when our mother tongue is used, it's better in terms of understanding. That is another response for the question given up. Using mother tongue reduces my interest in the lesson. If we don't understand, speaking in Turkish is better. When Turkish is used, the pace of the lesson may slow down. I feel relieved when I feel that I can't understand. After some time, when the language we know is used, we get bored easily. That is another response. And the last response is, I think we can learn faster with the target language. So another example of qualitative analysis, you can just see how do you feel about the teacher using L1 in the classroom. So these responses are coded like this way. First one is L1 as support. Second one is coded as L1 as support. Third one is coded as reduces interest. Fourth one is coded as L1 as support. Fifth one, slow lesson. Sixth one, L1 as support. Seventh one, reduces interest. And the last one, better learning. So you can see the theme indicated by the code. So now interpretation, research questions. Should I use the student's mother tongue, Turkish, in the classroom? Now see the conclusion or summary of the researcher. The students, the answer seems to be yes, since it provides support for understanding. 4 students said that. However, some students may be less interested or may perceive that there is less learning when Turkish is spoken. I need to consider carefully how I use Turkish in order to avoid this. Yes, now interpreting quantitative data. You can just see the table over here, question and the responses in each option. Very interesting, not interesting enough. Like this way, you can prepare the questionnaire and you can collect the data related to your question, research question. Which activities do you like best? Songs, 48 students like songs. Activities from the course book, only one student like that. Or films, 27. So how clear are the teacher's instruction? That was the question. And very clear, 35 students said clear, 31. And clear enough, 10 students. Not clear at all, no one said that. So like this way. And that can be presented through the bar graph. You can see there, bar graph. Similarly, how clear are the teacher's instruction can also be seen, presented in the bar graph. And which activities do you like best? That can be again presented in the pie chart. And look at there. Next one is Likert like scale. The statement and agree, disagree, or indifferent. That time questionnaire you can prepare and you can administer to the students. They can give you response. The response can be collected like this way. And then you can see there the red one. So I feel nervous in English class, 6 people. That is the highest number. They agreed. And English frustrate me, 5. And then I can learn English, 4. I feel motivated, 4. So look at there. So on the basis of that, we can come to the conclusion. What are the students' feelings about English? Are they comfortable and confident with learning the language? The results confirmed my suspicions. Many of the students felt that they couldn't learn English or pronounce it, but I also realized that they wanted to do their best. They wanted to learn English, but they felt difficult. They could not learn English. So this is how you can do it. You can read, please, Handbook for Exploratory Action Research. Again, you will get a lot of idea from this book, and then you can also do similar type of data analysis process. Also, you can go to the, what do I find under unit 6, and then before our next meeting, I mean, if you call me and if you ask me to have a meeting, we can organize another workshop, or you can directly call me, and then we can talk on the phone about the analysis process. I hope you will do it successfully. Within the first week of November we will finish it. And please, I request you to read many times, get the ideas. If you can, please print it and keep it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.